Hey, y'all. Welcome to my live stream here in the Marketing Tips with Sharvette Facebook group. I am Sharvette Mitchell. You are here today to check out this conversation that I'm calling the Introvert's Guide. Leveraging events for your business. And so we're going to be talking about 5 tips, 5 things that will help those of you that are introverts really have and take hold and lean into events as a part of your marketing strategy. So I am Sharvette Mitchell, owner of Mitchell Productions Consulting, and I help high achieving women entrepreneurs position their expertise with a polished visual brand, increase visibility with speaking opportunities, build authority as a published author, and convert customers with their content marketing. I do this with my one-on-one consulting and with my signature 12-month program called the Platform Builder. And guess what? We're going to get right into it right after this quick sponsored video from my company, Mitchell Productions. And it actually has to do with events, which is all about our topic, because I know that the platform is sending out notifications, letting you know that we're live here. Go ahead and tag a friend and say, hey, come in and check this out. And we'll get started momentarily. There is something incredibly powerful about women business owners and leaders connecting. I mean, really connecting. Yes, online networking is great and it's convenient. However, there is nothing like the energy and vibe of meeting in person. It cannot be replaced. If you thrive in community, I encourage you to connect with and pursue your tribe. Maybe that's with a group of friends. Perhaps that is a local networking event or with women you connect with through a business program or cohort. Someone asked me, why do you host conferences and retreats and encourage your clients to do the same? I responded with a quote from event leader and small business advocate, Lauren Casilia. Your audience needs to know each other and you need to be the connector. My hope for high achieving women entrepreneurs is that they have a safe space to be heard, to be seen, and to be free. All right, there you go. There's a little bit about my heart related to events and women getting together. Welcome. We are glad to have you here on this Monday. Dr. Paula, I see you in the house already. I see you. Hey there, everybody that's coming on in. Good afternoon. Lori, good afternoon. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those that are going to catch this in the replay. Listen, Wendy Lee, comedian Wendy Lee, all the way from Wakanda. Listen, we are always happy to have you. We are always, hey Heidi, thank you for coming on in. Hey Keisha, thank you for being here. Hey there, Clarissa. Thank you for being here. We are excited to have you in our weekly training here in the Marketing Tips with Sharvette Facebook community. I am Sharvette Mitchell. Those of you that are brand spanking new to me, listen, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a graduate of Virginia Commonwealth University with a degree in marketing, bachelor's degree in marketing. I spent 25 years in corporate America at a company called Capital One Bank. What's in your wallet? Left there February 2nd, 2018, and have been a full-time business owner since then. No regrets. I host the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, which we literally just crossed over our 700th episode. I've been doing that for about 16 years now. We're live every Tuesday. Some of you all are in the group because of that. I am the producer of events. So I have hosted 6 in-person events here in Richmond, Virginia. I've done 2 retreats under my belt. We're getting ready for our 7th event this coming November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in Richmond, Virginia, called the Platform Builder Summit. You're going to hear more about about it. I also, in collaboration with my clients, produce books. So I'm a visionary author of 5 books that you can find on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all that good stuff. And getting ready for our 7th book collaboration that's going to be happening. I've also been featured on CBS 6, Virginia This Morning, Huffington Post, and in AARP, and a few other things in other places. So glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us as we get ready to have this conversation. Now, right off the rip, if you are an introvert, listen, hands proud, hands in the air, type introvert in the chat because you're like, I'm here for this conversation right here. If you are an introvert, type introvert in the chat. What I want to talk about, and we've started our conversations here in this community, Marketing Tips with Sharvette. It's all about events this month. So we have weekly training on Thursdays and Mondays. So we go back and forth according to a survey that we did in the group. Part of the group wanted to do training on Thursdays and part wanted to do training on Mondays. So we go back and forth, but it's all about events, right? But I recognize when we start talking about events, networking, for those that are introverts, that feels kind of scary, right? That feels kind of like, oh, I don't want to people, right? Has anyone felt that way? Listen, I see y'all lighting up. Y'all lighting it up already. Y'all lighting the room up already. Introverts are in the house. You are in a safe place. Okay. Wendy Lee, a 49% introvert. Let's see here. Chandra said, you already know this sister is an introvert. Listen, good afternoon, Sharon. Good to see you. Glad you made it on in. Congrats. Thank you so much. Thank you. Listen, yes. The introverts are here. Well, this conversation is just for you because when we think about really leveraging, and we started a conversation. If you didn't see Thursday's session last Thursday at 6 p.m., check that out in the guide section, or it's pinned at the top of the group. So we started talking about really kind of networking. That's kind of like this introduction into our thought around leveraging events as a part of our business. But networking can feel like, oh, I got a people. And so there were 4 types of people I talked about. Being really intentional about networking with. So now let's kind of think about like events, because sometimes networking could just really be one-off. But now, how do we leverage events? So a lot of people have testified already that, you know what, I have gotten, business from referrals, just from people saying, hey, go work with this one, go work with that one. And when you think about an event and leveraging it for your business, whether you are just attending events, your customers could be there. Or some of you are speakers. Are there any speakers who are also introverts? Like this will be interesting, right? Are there any speakers who are also introverts? Let me know in the chat. So some of you that are speakers, but you also are introverts, even though you speak, you feel like, oh my goodness, I've got to get myself ready. I want to talk about 5 tips today. 5 tips today specifically for my introverts. Well, if you are not an introvert, let me just say, stick around because you still can take hold to some of these. I am an ambivert, which I suspect that Wendy Lee is probably. So she's saying me. So we got, hey, Lachelle, Pastor Lachelle, thank you for being here. She's raising her hand saying, yeah, I'm a speaker, but I'm also an introvert. So look at all of the people that are coming in. Yeah, that's me. You have a gift to speak, whatever arena that is in, but you also are an introvert. I'm going to help you today. Linda Carter is saying, that's me. Look, you all are not alone. You're not alone at all. And so I'm going to share 5 tips specifically for introverts when we're talking about events, leaning into events. So I'm getting ready for my 7th in-person conference that's coming up November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th here in Richmond, Virginia. So that is if you will, the sponsor for this training. And so what I know as an ambivert, so let me explain ambiverts. That may be a new term for some people. Ambiverts, we are a mix between introverts and extroverts. So I don't mind like being in the mix and being out, but then I refuel and I regain my energy when I'm by myself. So I have a little bit of that mixture. But what I have found with events that have been really powerful, so I started hosting what was then called the pop-up conference. Any of my pop-up conference members here, I started hosting the pop-up conference because of this Facebook community. Oh, FYI, I never had any intentions to host a conference, but I started hosting a conference because of this community. And it absolutely is one of the best things that I did for my business. because there is nothing that can replace in-person connections with other business owners and with potential customers. There's literally like nothing that can replace that. And I know the pandemic came about and that kind of messed things up and we had to do a lot of things virtually, but events are a great place to, again, connect with customers or connect with other people who might have the ear of your customer, or just to be able to connect with someone that's going the same way you're going and giving you more fuel. So I want you to lean in to, okay, how can I incorporate events more as me participating and going? Because I want you to be at the Platform Builder Summit. Or some of you that are speakers or panelists, how can you lean in more? Because I bet if you are an introvert, there are speaking opportunities that have come across your desk that have come your way and you have declined them. Am I right or am I right? You have decided not to do them because of this introvert place. So Lord, help us, Lord, help us. Listen, we got some ambiverts in the house. We got some ambiverts in the house. Keisha, thank you for being here. I'm an introvert that can extrovert, but it's exhausting when I do. Exhausting, right? I know. Hey, Carlithia, thank you for being here. All right, so let's jump in. Let's jump in. Now, here's the definition of introvert for some of you that may be saying, I'm not sure, or I might have changed over time. So this is what Wikipedia tells us. This is what the dictionary, no, this is dictionary.com. An introvert is typically reserved or quiet person who tends to be introspective and enjoys spending time alone. Here's a key point though. Introverts tend to gain energy from being alone or in small groups. So it's really an energy conversation that we're having today. So let's jump in around how to help you with your energy. So here's tip number one. Here's tip number one for my introverts. When you are going to either you're participating in an event or a conference, or you are going, you could be speaking, or you are going just to attend, plan your schedule before and after events. So if we know that this is really an energy conversation, if you're going to be coming, let's say to the Platform Builder Conference, which is Friday and Saturday for the bulk of you, Friday and Saturday, you may not want to have a whole bunch on your plate on Thursday, and you may not want to have a whole bunch on your plate on Sunday, because you know that there's going to be a lot of energy spent for you as an introvert those 2 days, that Friday and that Saturday. You may even want to make sure you don't have a lot on your plate Friday night and Saturday night, because why? You can refuel. Does that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat. Yes, ma'am. Put a 1 in the chat if that is making sense to you. Put a 1 in the chat. So the tip number one, whoops, I left this comment up. Yes, ma'am. All right. Tip number one is to plan your schedule. And this can be, again, the Platform Builder Summit. This could be a networking event. Make sure that you don't stack your plate so full that you don't have that time for energy. So planning out around the event is going to be very strategic. Great. Thank you, Katina, for being here, who is opening up a great new event space here. All right, here's number two, because we're going to keep this under 30 minutes. I've been on here 45 minutes and 50 minutes. No, we're going to stay within the lunch time frame. Here's number two. This may be controversial. This here may be a controversial topic. This may be a controversial recommendation, because a lot of times you hear, oh, when you go to an event, don't go to lunch alone, connect with other people, da 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 da. For my introverts that are here, for my introverts, for those of you that, thank you for the ones, for those of you who connect and you say, I am an introvert, I give you permission. I am writing you a virtual permission slip that you can go to lunch on your own. So that is a strategy that an introvert can use as, hey, welcome to all those that are coming on in. That's a strategy that an introvert can use as we talk about, here's a introvert's guide, really leveraging events for your business. You need to be out there more, whether that is speaking or being a panelist at an event or just attending events, because the connection and the money and the next tip and the next contract and the next grant and the next resource could be in that room, like the Platform Builder Summit. So you need to incorporate events, but then as an introvert, how am I managing my energy? So I give you permission to go go to lunch on your own. So if you have to people, in the morning, in the afternoon, it is okay as an introvert to go to lunch. How does that help? Does that help? Listen, Sharon is saying, yes, I have lunch on my own to recharge. I give you that permission. Yes, I like permission to rebuild. Katina said, yes, I like that permission to rebuild your energy. Tara is saying, I use that often. Meals by myself. Wendy is saying, I always do that. Lunch alone, I get focused on my food and I can't talk and eat at the same time. So that is tip number 2. Really, as we have, again, this is really an energy conversation for my introverts so that you can lean into events. So the first one, as a recap, as we keep moving here, welcome to all those that are coming on in. I'm Sharvette Mitchell, host of the Marketing Tips with Sharvette Facebook community. Plan before and after your event. So don't stack your schedule so tight with at least other peopling things you got to do. And make sure, like for the Platform Builder Summit, when y'all come, like that Friday and Saturday, for instance, don't have anything scheduled Friday night. Don't have anything scheduled Saturday night so you can refuel fuel. Then go to lunch on your own. I give you permission. So we give you other than my VIPs, you get lunch with us, but it's a smaller setting, smaller group. So you'll be okay. Those of you that are general registration or rock stars, go to lunch on your own. I give you permission. Here's the third thing that really can help you. For those of you that are you travel to events, or there's an event you need to travel to, something, this could even be related to your day job or what have you, get your own hotel room, no roommates. This is for my introverts. If you haven't done this, this is a game changer. Does anyone do this already? Now, I do this because I'm ambivert. I'm fine with like all day smoozing, kissing babies, all that. But I am so excited to go back to my hotel room by myself. I stopped having roommates long time ago. So I invite you to think about, if you are coming. So like for those of you that might be coming from out of town, and you might be saying, oh, I was thinking about getting a roommate. If you're an introvert, and this is for any kind of conference or something that you're traveling to, that you have to people, get your own room. No roommates. Ooh, I spelled that wrong, but y'all know what I mean. All right. Listen, Tara said, I believe the Lord has spoken. No roommates, no roommates. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Chandra is saying, cousin, that is why cousin, is that why you never have lunch with me at the summits? Wendy Lee, you getting called out by Chandra. She attends our summit. So get your own hotel room. All right. Game changer. Number 4. Focus on, this is for my introverts, focus on quality interactions. So a lot of times, if what you may feel that there's an expectation on you when you go to a large event, like, oh, they say I'm supposed to be meeting 20 people. I'm supposed to try to talk to everybody in the room. And that feels very daunting, which may have you either not register, or it's just so draining when you go, because you're getting ready to go thinking, I got to do all this peopling. I give you a permission slip and invite you to think about just focusing on quality interactions. Maybe that's 2 or 3 people. Maybe when you come to the Platform Builder Summit in November here in Richmond, maybe it's just you meeting 2 or 3 people. And also, let me just say as well, when you're thinking about this and even deciding where and what kind of events to go to. So our event, our summit or conference is what we call a boutique event. So we do not have, 1,000 people in the room. We don't have 500 people in the room. We're like about 100. So we consider that like a boutique style event. So for those that are introverts, our event is great because it's not 1,000 people. It's not 500 people or whatever, 5,000, whatever other people might have. So it's already an intimate setting. But even within that, you don't have to feel like I got to meet 100 people. Maybe it's just 2 or 3 connections that you make. Maybe it's just the person sitting at the table beside you, or maybe it's just the person sitting behind you, or maybe it's the person, that walked up to Linda. Linda is with us. She's going to have a booth at the summit. Maybe it's the person that walked up beside you and admired something on Linda's booth and you all start talking. So it's not quantity, it is quality. So focus on quality, maybe 2 or 3 interactions, and be fine with that and be good with that. How does that feel? Let me know in the chat. How does that feel? Let me know in the chat. Okay, I see y'all talking. Let's see. Wendy said, I like roommates, but I'm allergic to people who snore. Well, we ain't got nothing to do with that there. Sharon said, this is good. I focused on a few people, but gained email addresses to reach out later. Yeah, absolutely. So just think about that. You want to focus on quality interactions and not quantity. Here is the last tip, and I'll recap. Here's the last tip of kind of like these 5 things and that kind of a guide for my introverts when it comes to events, conferences, summits, things of that nature. And again, whether you are speaking or a panelist on the event or you are attending, right? Leverage your strengths. So introverts have strengths. You all do really, really well with one-on-one connections, right? You do really well with that. So that leads into, or that really kind of connects to the last topic of, those 2 or 3, just connections. You do well typically in small settings. So for instance, with our conference, or our summit, we have like main stage speakers, but then the afternoons on Friday and Saturday, we have breakout rooms. So you get to kind of select and curate like the type of content that you experience. Like from 2 to 4, we have 4 breakout sessions on Friday, 4 breakout sessions on Saturday, which is pulling now the smaller into more of a smaller group. So look for events, look for things that have smaller interactions versus maybe like conferences and events where you got to go to a big expo center. That may be very draining. So even as you're deciding the types of events to attend, look for events that offer breakout rooms. Now, if you are a speaker, you want to think about perhaps speaking on a panel is better than you like having to command a room by yourself. Or you can reach out for events that have, breakout sessions, offer to speak during breakout sessions where it's a subset of the main huge audience. So that's a tip of leveraging your strengths as an introvert that's a speaker, still leaning into speaking, still leaning into events, but maybe a panel discussion where you're not carrying the whole weight of the conversation is a better opportunity, or a breakout room speaker is a better opportunity for those of you that I see the hearts coming up. I see y'all connecting with this content, right? That's a good idea, right? Yes, and absolutely quality over quantity. Good afternoon, Cookie. You made it in, sis. You made it in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that, yeah, it's an amazing experience. We attest to that. So, those are the 5 things. Let me, does anyone want to recap? Just drop recap in the comments. I wanted to be conscious of your lunch break here. And again, I officially and formally invite you to the Platform Builders Summit. This will be my 7th in-person conference, boutique style event. That'll be here in Richmond, Virginia. We'll be at the 4 Points by Sheraton, Richmond Airport location. So if you fly in, we've got some ladies flying in. If you fly into Richmond, it's basically 6-7 minutes away from the airport. They have a free airport shuttle, and we have main stage speakers. We have just started announcing our speakers. We have a lot of great speakers lined up for you. So I'll be announcing speakers through next week. So each day we'll be announcing the speaker. I'm announcing their session topic with the announcement. I'm giving you their bio so you know the quality of speakers that we are curating for this for you. I'm very focused on the type of content we produce for this event. I call myself an event producer. And so I invite you, go to platformbuildersummit.com. Jump over to platformbuildersummit.com. We're in early bird, so VIP is sold out, but early bird for 2 days is only $175. It's going to go up to $250, but $175. You also have the option to do 3 payment options, so kind of like Afterpay, if you will. So you can even break that into 3 payments. But literally, this is my personal invitation. I want to see you there. And introverts, I want to say introverts, since it's a boutique style conference or boutique style summit, it fits, I think, nicely with the energy level, right? And then we have breakout sessions Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon. So then you even get a more smaller subset. So join us in Richmond, Virginia, November 3rd and 4th, Friday and Saturday. Our VIPs, y'all know to come Thursday on November 2nd. Platformbuildersummit.com. All right. So let me check here if any recaps. Okay, great. I'm seeing some recaps. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sharon said number 5 is really a good tip. I love them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me just check here. Hey, I see you coming on in. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Hey, Vinzana. Hey, Dr. Paula. Thank you. She's been one of our speakers. Hey, Gwen. Thank you for popping on in. Hey, Celeste. Good afternoon. Good to see you. All right. Let me do a recap because I'm going to be done in 6 minutes so y'all can get back to what you're doing. And we kicked off the week here. So if you just popped in, you're like, what am I getting in on? We're talking about the Introvert's Guide. I've got 5 tips that helps you leverage events for your business or whatever you're doing, nonprofit ministry, and that'll help you if you are an introvert, because it's really around conserving your energy. It's really an energy conversation. So the first thing, plan your schedule before and after events or conferences, or like when you come to the Platform Builder Summit. Don't have a lot to do on Thursday, don't have a lot to do on Sunday, don't have a lot to do those evenings, so you can refuel. That's number 1. Number 2, this may be a controversial topic, and in another live I might mention, for those that are extroverts, I want you to go to lunch with people, right? But if you're an introvert, I give you permission to go to lunch on yourself so you can refuel, you can recharge. This works with anything. Number 3, get your own hotel room if you're coming in. And guess what? Even if you are in Richmond, I want you to make it a staycation. So I still want you, or in the Tri-City areas, I still want you to get a hotel room at the 4 Points by Sheridan. So do that. That information is on platformbuildersummit.com. But if you are traveling or speaking or things for work or what have you, if you're an introvert, if you are not getting your own hotel room, listen, it is a game changer. I'm an ambivert, and I look forward to having my own hotel room. It actually stresses me if for some reason somebody has to be in my hotel room with me, other than my mom. Shout out to my mom. All right. Number 3, focus on quality interactions. You don't have to meet everybody in the room. You don't have to meet wherever you're going. If it's 100 people, if it's 1,000 people, if what you can just focus on, what, if I can make 2 or 3 great connections over the 2 days at the Platform Builder Summit, I'm good. Listen, I give you permission for that. Focus on quality interactions. And then number 5, as a part of your toolkit, your tool guide, leverage your strengths. So you do really well with one-on-one interactions. Look for those times to do that. You also typically do well, introverts typically do well in small settings. So look for events or conferences that have breakout sessions and things of that nature, where you can get more interaction with a smaller group. And this also works if you are a speaker. Think about panel discussions. You're not having to carry the whole conversation and have a whole room of people just looking at you. If you're on a panel of 4, panel of 3, you're kind of sharing the weight. That should feel a little bit better for you. And then number 2, related to those of you that speak, also recommend or ask to speak workshops or breakout sessions where there's a smaller subset of people, because I feel like you all really show up well there. So those are the 5. Did I get them all? Okay, those are the 5 tips. Listen, our next training is going to be Thursday, June 15th. So not this Thursday, but next Thursday. We do 1 training a week. Thursday, June 15th. And we'll be talking about 5 ways events help your marketing. So specifically, and that's going to be introvert, extrovert, everybody. So be on the lookout for that here in the group. Let me check the comments coming on in. Hey girl, hey, my sister Kim is hanging out with us. Let's see here. Even though I'm an introvert, I always feel comfortable at the summit. Thank you for saying that, Chandra. Thank you so much. Yes. So let me, so Wendy said, please define boutique style. So that's just related to the number. So when we say our event or our summit, and we've always kind of said this, is boutique style. If you think about a boutique, it's Macy's versus a boutique. Macy's, multiple levels, multiple floors, a whole lot of departments, versus let me shout out Sassy Jones Boutique, right? Sassy Jones Boutique, that's in Short Pump Town Center. It's a smaller setting. It's unique items. It's experience that's really curated. You're not going to be able to find like 500 of the same shirts. So that's what I mean when I say boutique style event. It's largely about the size. So we're about 100 now. Next year probably be maybe a little over 100. We'll see what next year does. But over our last 7, it's been around that size. So it's related to the size and just the intimacy. So that's what I mean by a boutique style event. All right, okay, great. Thank you so much for being here. Always great tips. Hey, Renee, thank you for popping on in. I'm glad to have you all here again. Join us. I'm going to listen, all I got to talk about is the Platform Builder Summit. That's what y'all going to be hearing about because we're really excited. And again, we're announcing the speakers. Will be into next week, end of next week, really announcing all of our speakers and everyone that you'll get to experience. I'm putting the session topic. I'm putting their full bio so you know the type of content that we are curating. And I'm personally inviting you to the Platform Builder Summit where we'll have more conversations like this. Of course, I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be hitting the stage 2 or 3, 4 times myself. So it's going to be amazing. All right. Any questions? Any final questions? 1 minute to go. Let me check over here. Hey, Randy, happy birthday. Thanks for popping on in. All right, great. It's a wrap. All right, I will see you all later on the web, and we'll go out with a great little commercial about the Platform Builder Summit. Thank you for stopping in on your lunch break, your work break. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you later on the web. Bye.
Get ready for the Platform Builder Summit, hosted by Mitchell Productions and produced by Sharvette Mitchell, where we will amplify your brand and boost your profits. Kicking off Thursday, November 2nd, 2023 with our VIP day for VIP guests only. And Friday, November 3rd and Saturday, November 4th, 2023 for all summit attendees. Enjoy main stage speakers, panel discussions, and breakout sessions. All of this hosted in person at the 4 Points by Sheraton, Richmond, Virginia. Register today at www.platformbuildersummit.com. We believe that every emerging woman business owner and leader has the potential to grow their business by shining a spotlight on their expertise. With the right marketing tools, resources, and support, you can achieve your goals and take your business to new heights. Reserving your seat at the Platform Builder Summit is the next step in that direction. Go to www.platformbuildersummit.com for tickets and more information. We cannot wait to see you November 2nd to 4th in Richmond, Virginia.
All right, it's a wrap. I'll see you all later. Bye.